So I grew up in a non-practicing Catholic family in Hungary. When I was 13 years old, I did church because my parents wanted me to go to a Catholic secondary school. Nobody really wanted to know what I thought, what I believed. It was perfectly impersonal and very distant. As an adolescent and then an adult, I always felt that there was a God, or there was something out there, or someone out there, but I never knew that what I really missed was God.
I don't really remember a time in my life when I did not believe that there was a God. Just the fact that everything around me just came to exist as like by a coincidence, it never really made sense to me. So God was there. God was a distant creator figure, irrelevant and not important to me, someone who did it all and maybe still looks after his creation, who knows.
In 2007, we moved to London for a year, and then a year later they moved back to Hungary, and I started commuting, and it ended up lasting 4 years, commuting from Hungary to London. Towards the end of those 4 years, I was offered a new role in my company, but in order to do that job, I had to move back to London. I talked to Anita about it, and we decided to try it out. We found Rains Park, and we found a school for our son, and we settled in. And to be honest, at this stage, you know, church and God were not on my mind at all.
We've only been in the country for a couple of months when a friend from the school gates invited me very last minute to an event at Dundonald. It was a cupcake decorating evening for ladies. So I went, still not any better at decorating cupcakes, but other things have changed in my life.
Anita came home in the evening and she said that we should go and see this church. Honestly, I thought she was kidding. I thought something must have happened there because really I didn't understand why she would want us to go to church. But she was quite insistent, and later in the winter, over Christmas, we drove back from London to Hungary for a Christmas break. And it's a long drive, it's 1,100 miles each way, a lot of time to talk and not much of a chance to escape. So she kept talking to me about going to this church and seeing it because the talk was really interesting. And in the end, because of this long drive, at some point I just gave in and I just said, okay, you know, like, can we move on to another subject in the conversation? We'll go when we get back to London. We started going regularly, and at some point I was invited to attend Beer and Bible, which was really a few weeks at one of the pastors' houses where a few of us sat around the table and we looked at the history of the Bible and the structure of it, and we started reading some Bible passages. And I remember that the last time that I was there, it was just me and the pastor, and we were reading Luke's Gospel, and we're reading about the lost son. I remember reading it and thinking that this was the most beautiful thing I've seen, where God is the Father looking out for us as His children, even though we have strayed away, even though we have run away from Him, even though we reject Him. He's still out there looking for us and looking to welcome us back and looking for us to return to Him. So that was it for me. That was the moment when I thought I became a Christian.
Over a few months, I started thinking of myself as a Christian. I don't really know if there was a defining moment. There were a few small moments that led me there. The one that stands out the most was at a friend's dining table. She offered to read Ephesians with me one-on-one, and we were right at the beginning, chapter 1, verse 5. So it says He predestined us to adoption through Jesus Christ. And when we started digging into the verse, she asked me, what do I think that means? And I said, surely it cannot mean that He wants to include me into His family. To which my friend just said, "Why would you say that?" And that to me was the most significant thing, that God loves me so much, that He wants me to be part of His family and that He wants to spend eternity with me. And I think that is the most beautiful thing about being a Christian.